Imagine this. In a country that has to deal with everything from massive floods to public health challenges, there's a network of almost 2 million volunteers ready to go at a moment's notice. Today, we're diving into the incredible story and the sheer scale of the Pakistan Red Crescent Society. Mobilizing the power of humanity. I mean, just let that phrase sink in. It's more than just a catchy slogan on a website, right? It's a massive promise. But what does it actually look like to make that promise a reality? Exactly. How do you actually mobilize that many people to serve an entire nation? It's a huge question. So let's break it down. We're going to look at the story, the scale, and the unbelievable scope of the Pakistan Red Crescent Society. Okay, so to really get what the PRCS is all about today, we've got to go back in time, because its story isn't just some side note in Pakistan's history books, it's woven right into the very fabric of the nation's birth. And what's so fascinating here is how the organization's own journey just perfectly mirrors Pakistan's. Think about it. It was founded in 1947, the same year the country was born, by the founder of the nation himself. Then, that name change in 1974 wasn't just a small tweak. It was about cementing its identity as part of the country's fabric. So it's got these deep historic roots, but how in the world did it grow into the absolute powerhouse it is today? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's all about the people. Just take a second and look at that number. 1.8 million. That is staggering. This isn't just a staff roster. It's a genuine national movement. We're talking about an army of volunteers, neighbors, students, doctors, you name it, all giving their time to help their own communities. Okay, so you have 1.8 million people. How do you even begin to coordinate that? Well, you need a seriously smart structure. It all starts at the national headquarters, and from there, it branches out into every single province, right down to the district level. This is the logistical magic that makes sure help can get from the capital city out to the most remote village imaginable. So we've got this massive network all set up. But what do they actually do day to day? Well, their work is incredibly varied, but you can kind of break it down into two huge areas: jumping in during a crisis and just building healthier, stronger communities all the time. First up is disaster response, and this is absolutely fundamental to their mission. In a region that's so often hit by things like floods and earthquakes, this work is nothing short of critical. And their response is so much more than just dropping off supplies. Put yourself in the shoes of a family that's been through a disaster. What's the first thing you need? Shelter. Okay, got it. What's next? Maybe the dignity to buy your own food and essentials, which is where cash assistance comes in. And after that, it's all about the long game, helping people rebuild their lives and making sure the community is stronger and better prepared for the next time. But what about when there isn't a major emergency? Well, that's when you see the other side of the PRCS. They are a constant, steady presence, working on community health all across the country. And this is stuff that impacts the everyday health of the whole nation. I mean, they run the National Blood Donor Program. They teach people life-saving first aid. They're on the ground helping with immunization drives and making sure villages have clean water. And then there's the incredibly personal, human work they do, reconnecting families who've been torn apart by conflict or disaster. Now, an organization this huge, with a mission this big, obviously can't do everything on its own. And that's where the power of partnership comes in. This is how their work really gets supercharged, by collaborating with partners at home and all around the world. And you can see it happening right now. Just look at these examples. They're teaming up with embassies to run blood drives. They're working shoulder to shoulder with the Turkish and Norwegian Red Cross to get aid to families in SWAT. They're even working with universities to teach the next generation about climate action. Every single one of these partnerships makes their impact that much bigger. It's humanitarianism in motion. So let's pull all of this together. We've got the history, the millions of volunteers, the diverse programs. What's the big takeaway? What does it all really add up to? When you get right down to it, the PRCS is way more than just another NGO. It's more like a nationwide platform for compassion. Think of it like a bridge. On one side, you have people who can help, and on the other, you have people who desperately need it. The PRCS is that bridge. And crucially, it's built on the principles of neutrality and impartiality, making sure help gets to whoever needs it most, no questions asked. So if you're watching this and feeling inspired, the good news is they make it super clear how you can get involved. There are three main ways. You can donate money to help fund their operations. You can join that incredible network of 1.8 million volunteers. Or you can give the literal gift of life by donating blood. So this really brings us back to that first big question. What's truly possible when humanity decides to mobilize and help itself? I think the Pakistan Red Crescent Society gives us a pretty powerful living answer to that question every single day. It shows us what can happen when we all decide to embrace our shared responsibility for one another.